Could now be the best time to buy a home in Durham region? With the number of new listings and sales dropping in the market, there might be a window of opportunity here for buyers over the next few weeks, while inventory is still relatively high. In this video, I'm going to break down what's actually happening in Durham region's real estate market, and I'll let you know how it could impact you as a buyer or seller in the near future. My name is Jessie McClellan, and I'm a realtor here in Oshawa, Ontario with the Lisa Abbott team. If you want to stay up to date on everything that's happening in our real estate market, especially in Durham region, then please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions about buying or selling a home in Durham region or the surrounding areas, you can book a call with me at a time that works best for you using the link in the description. We'll start off with the stats and the month-over-month changes, and then we'll get into how this might impact you. Durham region had just shy of 1,200 new listings during the month of November. This is a steep but not completely unexpected drop of about 32% when compared month over month to October. The number of transactions during November was 739, which is a 26.7% decline month over month, but still quite a bit higher than we had last year. But we'll look at that a bit closer in a minute. Our active listings, which is the number of homes on the market at the end of the month, was 1,817, an 18% drop from October. Our months of inventory remained at 2.5 months, and our sales to new listing ratio increased to 61.7%. We're technically around seller's market territory with those numbers, but at this time of the year, numbers can be skewed with low volume, and we often see the sales to new listing ratio spike as not a lot of people list their homes for sale and inventory starts to get absorbed much more quickly. Your experience, whether you're buying or selling, will vary a lot depending on what area in Durham region you're buying or selling in and the type of home and especially the price point. The average time it takes to sell a home went up slightly to 24 days, and the sale price to list price ratio remained at 100%. Now, this can be used as an indicator of whether or not we're seeing homes opting to list low to entice multiple offers, or whether they're listing closer to what their expectations are. However, there's still a fair mix of both strategies being used, so just be cautious as a buyer when you're looking at list prices. They may not be what the seller is looking for, but it's a case-by-case basis, and it's definitely more common to see in the sub $800,000 price point in the current market. And our average sale price for the month of November went up slightly to $904,000, a 1.7% increase. Of course, this little bump was expected because we saw such a bump in activity, meaning the number of transactions in October and carrying into November. So not a surprise. From a year-over-year perspective, we're on a fairly similar trend to what we saw last year. Activity on both the selling and buying side tend to drop off at this time of the year, especially once we hit mid-December. The number of new listings each month has followed nearly the same path as last year's, just at a higher volume. This has allowed our market to accumulate a lot more inventory than we did last year. Even though we saw that 18% drop in active listings, we still ended November with a higher number of homes for sale than we had at any point in 2023. Now, I would expect that to drop off again during the month of December, as we see every year. And we have people on the buying and selling side waiting to see if there's another rate cut and how that could impact the market. We'll have sellers who maybe didn't get the activity or prices they thought they would get, who will opt to list in the new year, hoping that the spring market will get them closer to their goal. And just in general, people usually tend to put real estate on the back burner during this time of year unless they need to move. So we should see activity on both sides start to dry up. But as it stands right now, we should or will hopefully enter the new year with a slightly higher inventory level than we had at the end of last year. This is where there can be opportunities for buyers. If you're buying in the next 3 to 5 months and you're able to do so, I would have my pre-approval and everything ready to go, but I would keep my eye on the market because if a home comes up that piques your interest, there's a good chance that that seller is much more motivated. Otherwise, they likely wouldn't be listed at this time of year, and there's a better chance that you'll be able to negotiate both the price and the conditions within your offer, and you're less likely to run into competition with other buyers, especially as the weather gets worse. It could help you get a great deal and not have to deal with the hassle and potential increase in competition of the spring market. Your experience, whether you're buying or selling, is going to vary based on a number of factors. The lower price point homes are still going to see the most activity, and we've seen homes get multiple offers or sell firm without any buyer conditions. You'll have to gauge your approach in this market based on your personal situation. A buyer who has a 6-month timeline versus somebody who needs to buy and be moved in within 60 days are definitely going to take different approaches. If you can avoid any multiple offer situations and can submit offers with conditions, of course, that's going to be the most ideal situation for you. But if you have a tighter timeline and require a relatively quick closing and you're shopping in that entry-level price point for the area, you may have to take a more aggressive approach. But again, that's going to vary property to property. And it's the same for sellers. Of course, I would love to help you sell your home, but if you don't need to sell your home right now, I would probably wait until the new year and aim for a beginning of February list date. But that will vary again based on your situation. If you need to sell in the next 60 to 90 days, then you're going to have to take a more aggressive approach with your pricing. There are still ways to maximize what your home will sell for with things like staging, great photography, and marketing. And your home can absolutely look beautiful during the winter. And even better, if you bake, it will smell great too. But with having a lower sales volume at this time of year, you're probably not going to get peak market prices. You'll also want to take into consideration where you're going. If you're waiting for the peak of the market next year, probably somewhere in May, or if you're selling in the same market as you'll be buying another property, are you willing to compete with buyers if the market is something like we saw in the spring of this year? These are things to consider when you decide to buy or sell a home in the near future. If you have any questions for me about buying or selling a home in or around Durham region, or you think I may be the right fit for you, there's a link in the description where you can book a call directly with me and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Keep an eye out. I have some great videos coming up over the next few weeks, so make sure you subscribe if you'd like to see them, and please hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one next week. Bye!